I've forgotten the intro for this. What do I do? What do I say?
You say, what was the best film of 2021? Me and Simon both say June.
Not Doom.
Good night.
Well, Doom wasn't very good.
No.
Because they
What?
did do another Doom movie, didn't they? Like, came out recently. Well,
They did do
last
another
year.
Doom movie, yeah.
And it was a straight to DVD or straight to streaming or something like
Is
that.
The Rock not in it then?
No, The Rock wasn't in
No,
it.
not that time.
Although I quite liked that Doom movie, but it wasn't really Doom, was it? Apart from there was one scene where there was a first-person bit where he was going around with a gun.
Anyway, welcome to another episode of That Was a Movie, where I'm joined today by Simon and Pat, and I'm Mac. Should have done that in a better order, but anyway, let's begin. I think since the last episode, we've watched a lot, me and my dad.
Yes, I've been watching Disenchantment.
Oh, yeah, because the new season just started.
Series 4, Part 2.
Do you hear that Futurama
the animated thing
come back?
from Matt Groening?
Yeah.
Yeah. Simpsons
The person that did Futurama. And,
which is coming back to Hulu.
Yeah, it's going to be crap.
Oh, no.
Well,
very positive.
Well, it's going to be, isn't it? It's not going to be the same, so I can't imagine Conan's going to be involved in it.
Who?
No, I have no clue.
Conan O'Brien. I believe he was a writer on the original series.
Was he? What's he? Other than that, what has he done?
Late night talk show for the past 25 years.
Yeah, never heard of it.
The Simpsons.
Rings a bell.
There was something else. Team Coco distributed something recently. I can't remember what it was. You've never heard of Conan O'Brien?
No.
Very funny person.
So when you say he was on the Late Show, he was the writer for that, or was he?
He was a presenter.
Presenter.
He was in the late. Did you never hear about the talk show
What's his
wars?
name?
No, don't really go in for talk shows.
These American ones. Conan O'Brien. When I can't spell his name. What was his name? Jay Leno was presenting one of the shows. He decided to retire, so they got Conan in to take over his show. As they do, they move people on.
Oh, him.
And then 6 months later, Leno wanted his old job back, so they gave him his show back and kicked Conan off from CBS. It was a massive thing. So, like, if you've ever watched comedians in cars getting coffee,
yeah, no,
Conan O'Brien has never been a guest on that because Jerry Seinfeld sided with Jay Leno on that.
I'm completely confused.
He caused a lot of fracture back in the day.
Oh, he's in a zombie
I
movie.
was completely unaware of that.
Oh, talking of zombies. Or I'll let you speak first.
No, I was just trying to. There was a cartoon that we both watched, an adultish cartoon that was distributed by Team Coco. I can't remember what it was.
No. Google it.
That's what I'm doing. He does a lot of podcasts.
He does now because he's retired from TBS.
While you do that, we've been watching a few series recently. One of the interesting ones that we've recently started watching was this Korean zombie movie. I don't know if we want to bring this up in a higher detail in another episode, but I've been really enjoying that. I've been enjoying specifically how it was shot, because I don't know why Koreans are really good at shooting movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
What
was it called? All of Us Are Dead.
Yeah.
Final Space,
Netflix.
Simon.
He did Final Space?
Yes, and he He was the voice of Clarence, and Team Coco distributed the show. I knew it was something. I just couldn't remember where I'd seen the logo.
Oh, see, that was awesome. I was so disappointed when I found out that it got cancelled.
Yeah.
Right, so
Love that
Conan
show.
O'Brien has been on TV shows. Murderville, Silicon Valley,
Still
Penguins
haven't
of
seen that.
Madagascar, Family Guy, Arrested Development, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff there I haven't seen.
The
Also,
Backyardigans.
on an unrelated note, have you got
30 Rock.
RGB on your headphones?
Hey?
Have you got RGB on your headphones?
I don't know. I can't see.
That's Corsair for you. I did make a note of a load of stuff I've been watching somewhere.
I've watched this. I don't know if you've heard of it. There's this film called The Matrix.
What, that one from
Nah.
the 90s?
Yeah, I've watched a sequel. I think it's called a sequel. So yeah,
Yeah, but we won't talk about that because it's
No.
not worth talking
No.
about.
I watched watching Lost in Space currently. Third series.
Oh, the one on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been cancelled.
No, it was only ever going to go for 3 series.
Series
Yeah,
is.
well, the way they ended it, though, it was very much wrapped up, like they had other stories to go for. Oh, he's going shush. Shh. Why, did
I'm
you
still
want to have an
2
episode
seasons
about
behind.
that? Oh, have you? Are you?
Yeah.
You want to catch up, mate? Because
I know.
What else have I been watching on Netflix?
Everybody dies in the end.
I talked about all of
I
that.
hope so, because some of those kids are fucking annoying.
That was the Shang-Chi episode.
Yeah, they kill them all off.
No, that'd be
all of the
great.
annoying ones.
So the whole cast.
Although in that show, All of Us Are Dead, the Korean one that's on Netflix, there's one character in it that is incredibly annoying and is still alive. They killed off lots of other characters, but this one character just keeps on existing.
You should watch it. I think.
Oh, and we've watched Titans.
The
I watched
series.
Yeah, series 3 is so good.
Yes, I know I said I would get around to watching it, but it was just so teenagery.
Series 3 is so good, though.
I was so infuriated when I saw the last season 2. I was very angry at the end of that season.
Yeah,
and I said I was never going to watch another season.
Season 2 was terrible.
And then I watched season 3, and I still have that opinion. And yet I still watched it.
I thought season 3 was epic.
I mean, it was so bad to me, I can't remember a single part of it, and I watched it maybe a month ago.
No, I really enjoyed season 3.
You have different opinions on things.
It was funny, really, because we were watching it, and then like Raven. You've seen it, so you know who Raven is.
Yeah.
Obviously, the characters have grown up a bit since in physical age, because they were quite young kids. Some of them, like Beast Boy and Raven, were children when they first started filming this, effectively, and they've grown up to young adults. And Christine and I were talking about it, and we're saying, do you know what's really good to see? Like when Raven was on there just wearing whatever Raven was wearing, that they're not overly sexualizing a young adult, so 18-year-old, however old she is in real life, by the clothes she's wearing, like they did with Selena Kyle in Gotham. Like by the last series, she was wearing like skin tight leather clothes kind of thing, because she was 18, 19, 20. So, and they didn't do that with Raven, and we said that's so nice to see that they're not over sexualizing a young woman right
Yeah.
till the end when they put her in a skin tight outfit, and it's like, for fuck's sake, it's like, come on, guys.
I have that argument with any anime I've watched. I just don't understand why.
Anime,
Some
there's
of them
no
are just
argument. There's nothing to understand. It's Japanese.
yeah, fair point.
It's for boys your age and your hormones. You'll
And I'm
get there.
missing out on something.
Well,
Yeah.
you'll get there. When your mum starts finding your one sock that's stuck to the wall.
No, ah, I hate you.
This is the beauty of doing a podcast with your 17-year-old
With
son
adults
and your best mate.
with parents of boys, yeah.
Changing subject quickly.
What I would recommend though, Mac, NordVPN, because then your parents can't see what you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
I trust my
And
boy.
NordVPN is free.
Is it? Didn't used to be. I used to pay for that.
I don't know.
I don't think
I saw
NordVPN is
Do
free.
you know what's funny? We don't watch telly a lot, but like on Saturdays and Sundays, we put telly on, so Aaron's not sitting there watching YouTube all day or other stuff. So we just put Quest on, like Wheeler Dealers, back to back all day, just because it's background noise. And there was a NordVPN advert on normal television. I say not normal television; it's a digital channel, but still, I'd never seen a Nord advert apart from on YouTube. And then it
Yeah, it's not
appeared
free.
on television. I was impressed. They've come so far. They can afford TV spots.
Or the market for TV spots has massively reduced because people prefer to watch everything online.
Yeah, this is true.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's now a lot cheaper to put something on a TV advert than it used to be. What channel was it on? Quest, did you say?
Quest, yeah.
Yeah, so
Quest.
maybe
It's owned by Discovery, so
Quest. That rings a
I
bell.
watched Gangs of New York the other day.
That's a
Gangs of
brilliant
New
movie,
York.
that one. Yeah, you should watch that. You should put that on your list to watch, man. It's quite violent in quite a few spots. It's like
but no boobies.
you know,
So
oh god, what do you call it? What's that gangster TV series that we've been watching? One that you've already seen it all up to date, Mac, and I'm just
Oh,
catching up
Peaky
with
Blinders.
it. Peaky Blinders, that's it. It's like that in New York,
but better.
but better
Oh,
because
do you
it's
not
a
like
bigger
Peaky?
budget, obviously.
I quite
Well,
like
it's
Peaky
not
Blinders.
hard, is it? It's Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders is quite good. I really enjoy that.
Have you finished it yet?
No, I haven't even got close. I haven't had time, have I?
Oh,
Either working or watching zombies with you or cooking dinner.
yeah.
But
I'm
yeah,
looking at
Matt's
other
right though,
shows you've
Pant. You
watched now.
should check out that All of Us Are Dead because it is actually worth watching. And there's, like he says, there's quite a few scenes in it where like they do some pretty awesome stuff with the camera work, the way that they
Yeah.
do shots and stuff. It looks really cool.
Although his opinion isn't, his movie reviews aren't that good, right? He doesn't have a good.
Who, me?
No, my
Pat?
dad.
Oh, me. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
I have watched Streets of Compton, The Men Who Built America, Matrix, The Expanse, Charlie Moppick, 84, Berlin, which was very odd because it was clearly a German film about a German documentary series about the history of Berlin from the end of Second World War to now, because it was they had like American diplomats speaking in German and then being translated into English for the English viewer. So that was odd. Watched Hitman's Bodyguard's Wife, Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, whichever way around it's said.
Yeah. And what was that like?
I enjoyed it, but then I liked the first one because it's just
I like the first one, but the reviews of the second one weren't very good. I still haven't seen this second one, and I still haven't watched that other one with Ryan Reynolds. Is it? What was it? Red Notice.
I haven't
That's
watched it
also
yet.
on
I'm just
Netflix, isn't
waiting
it?
for
Yeah, that looks awful.
the right time.
I should check it out.
It's
You
Ryan
should
Reynolds and The Rock.
really.
How can it be rubbish?
There's quite a few. I think we had this conversation last episode
Probably. Oh, and
about
I
how
also
many
watched
movies.
Chaos Walking.
Oh, that. What did you think of that? I'd be
I
interested to
thought
hear your
the
opinion.
idea was very, very good.
But the execution?
Was all right. It wasn't fantastic. The acting in it was very, very good. The bit at the end when it was just, oh yeah, how are they going to deal with it? They have to learn how to deal with it. When clearly the other people on the planet spent however long struggling to deal with it. These new people that come down to the planet are instantly going to know how
Yeah,
to deal with being able to hear the men.
but it was only that one section of the people that were on that planet. Because if you remember, there was another village that they visited later on in the movie where you had men and women living perfectly harmoniously together. Well, I
Not
say
perfectly
harmoniously.
harmonious together. That they don't sleep in the same room
But
because
they
the women
had
can't stand the
mechanisms to
noise.
cope with it, is what I was getting at. Is that it was possible to
And they didn't
coexist.
really deal with the natives. After he shot that one by accident,
Yeah, I think there
they
was
never
probably
revisited them.
there was another element to that story that never really got covered. Is the relationship with the natives of that
Yeah,
planet, because they never really, like you say, he shot one because he was scared of them, and they ran off. But you didn't. There was obviously more to those aliens or natives. Um, I think it was more an analogy for um, Americans, or for for settlers coming to America and the natives. I think it was a kind of retelling of that story, just on another planet with sci-fi elements to it. And I also think that after seeing Tom Holland now in a couple of movies, I think he has a similar thing that a lot of actors do, where he is playing Tom Holland in every movie he's in.
mm,
He's pretty much exactly. It's the same with Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds plays Ryan Reynolds in every movie.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
in most movies he's in, that's fine. You know, be Ryan Reynolds, you're funny. But
yeah.
some of them, it's just incredibly annoying. I mean, I liked Free Guy. I thought he was really funny in that.
That was a
But
good movie.
there was that one he did about, what
Safe
was it,
House.
Seven
Safe House. He
Underground
tries
or
to go
whatever it was.
serious, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I didn't like that.
Oh, we watched that recently, didn't we? Watch Safe
Yeah, we
House.
did watch that recently.
Oh, that was so disorientating to watch.
It was, but
And
then
the other one where he's the billionaire hitman.
yeah, that was Seven Underground, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I
Oh, that
enjoyed
was also.
it, but you're right. It's very hard for him not to do that.
Yeah, not to be. I mean, like in the Hitman's Bodyguard, he's just playing Ryan Reynolds as a bodyguard.
Yeah.
You got Ryan
Reynolds
Reynolds
Ryan.
as a jewelry thief, or Ryan Reynolds as, what was the other one? A computer program. It's always him, and I think Tom Holland is going down that same line where
I mean, like I say, I
he's
think he
always playing
played it
him.
really. I think him and Daisy Ridley were good in it. That, like I say, the whole idea of him trying to quieten himself because it's a girl, it's boobs. Oh, what do I do? Shut up, shut up. That was quite entertaining. I thought that bit was quite good.
Isn't
I
Is
there
she
a
did
going
as
to
new
kiss
well.
me?
Tom
Oh, I
Holland
shouldn't have
movie
said
coming
that.
out?
And then she doesn't
Yeah.
kiss him twice. I thought that was quite good. I thought that was quite well done. But like I say, the bits where they didn't interact with the natives really only got to one other village and then were heading to the main camp but never got there because they ended up getting to a spaceship that was on its way there.
It was almost like, and I've got nothing to back this up, but it's almost like they were planning to do a sequel that never got made because the first one
Maybe they are.
just didn't meet
Maybe.
the
Yeah,
expectations in the
but
box
then
office.
again, they probably can't because the main protagonist is down an hole.
Down a hole.
He's dead, isn't he? The baddie.
He's dead, like the main actor. Yeah, well, they just have another big bad for another one, wouldn't they? Like they've had with what was that? What's that other show we've been watching? Oh, the Apple one, C.
The Apple
That.
one. C.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Sorry, you cut out for me.
Yeah, that's been really good, and they've
It has
added
been,
lots
yeah.
of lots of layers to it. Although, what season are we on now? Season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't been enjoying it so much, have you?
I wanted to take a break from it because it did seem a bit repetitive after a while. There wasn't a lot of advancements to the character progression and the storyline. Apart from he has a brother now. Okay. That's the last update we've really had for a couple of episodes. I will get back into it. I just needed a bit of break and then come back to the season.
You see, I see that there's lots of character progression in it. I mean, you found out that his wife. I mean, apologies, Pat, in advance, because if you ever watch it, this is a spoiler. But the wife that he's known for, what was it, 17, 18 years at that point, suddenly turns out that she was an heir to a throne, and she's never told him or anybody else of that. That's a bit of a character progression. And then you've got the whole thing where the father that they spent the whole time trying to get to turns out to be a complete arsehole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because the whole premise of the first season is that they're trying to get from where they are, living basically in the Dark Ages, to where their father is, who has, is living in modern times comparatively compared to the way that they've been living. And then when they get there, it's not the paradise that they expected it to be. Surprise, surprise, because you would expect that. Otherwise,
I just found
there's
it
no
boring
story.
after
If
a
it's
while,
all
to be
happy
honest.
endings, there's no story.
I don't know whether I finished The Expanse before the last podcast. I can't remember if we spoke about that.
I think we did
You
talk
did
about
not.
The Expanse.
Did you?
But I don't know
I don't know when
if you'd finished watching it at that point. I think you were
I
like about
have.
2 or 3 episodes out. What did you think of the end?
Well, I mean, it's left it open, isn't it? But
Well, there is more books. There's more story there.
yeah.
But I think they've just kind of said they're going to be on hiatus for a while, in the hope that somebody else picks it up. I would hope that Netflix picks it up again, because it's been around the
Well,
houses, isn't it?
Netflix has got a history of just bidding stuff off when they feel like it, though, don't they? For whatever reason.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
sometimes they make it for financial reasons, but most I don't know. Like when they got rid of Marco Polo, I was gutted.
Hmm.
And another thing, while I think about it, the Netflix Marvel shows are leaving Netflix.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
I still haven't finished.
So I've heard.
I didn't know that.
What was it? The Punisher. I still haven't finished the last season of The Punisher.
Oh, I did.
I got bored of it and turned it off. So I'll have to finish
I
that
haven't
before
watched Jessica Jones. That's just because you told me I
Jessica
Netflix
probably
is
wouldn't like
really
it.
removing a number of Marvel shows this month.
Oh, this month as in February?
Yeah, at the end of this month.
Oh. Well, that doesn't really affect us as all of us have got Netflix and Disney Plus. We don't need to rush to watch it or anything.
They are leaving the platform for good at the end of February because the license has run out, but they own the shows.
Yeah, it was
Because they're
produced.
Netflix originals, aren't they? So it's not. I don't think it's like once they leave Netflix, they're going to go on to Disney Plus.
They might just go.
Yeah.
That seems wrong to remove in the modern age of this, whatever this
Yeah.
is. We tend to keep as much of it online now.
The rights to these series are reverting back to Disney, but the studio has not yet announced plans for where Daredevil and company will go. Streaming platforms such as Disney Plus and Hulu are possibilities. Disney has had no comment when asked by Variety.
Well, hopefully they go. I'll have to watch it. Watch Punisher. Finish watching Punisher. I'm probably only like 4 or 5 episodes out until the end. So,
Another good one that we watched last year or the year before, Christine and I, is Parts Unknown. But I think I've mentioned that to you before, Simon.
I think you probably have.
It's a travel cooking show.
Yes. Yeah. Have
It's
you seen
really
that?
worth.
Is that the one with the chef who
Oh,
killed himself?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because have you seen that there's a documentary coming out about him?
Yeah, and I've heard that they've computer generated his voice to read letters that he wrote. And there's a bit of controversy around that.
Yeah,
I
they should have just got
remember.
somebody else to read it for him.
I remember
I wonder
you
if they
putting
used
on
him
this
live.
series. It was disgusting. Some of the food that he
Hmm?
ate.
Yeah, I did watch a couple of episodes because Pat recommended it, but nobody else wanted to watch it. So
There's a cat at my window.
We just thought it was very fun and interesting.
What else have we watched recently? Oh, we
Not
watched
read his
that Dota
books.
series, which
Sorry?
was
that was so confusing.
awful. So yeah, absolutely a confusing
I
series.
would love to just like get the original footage of that and re-edit it so that it made sense, because it jumps around. I don't know if you've seen it, Pat, but there's a series on Netflix called Dota 2 or just Dota.
No, Dota,
The
Dragon's
Book of
Blood.
Dota.
First season was all right. Second season, absolutely disorientating.
It didn't make any sense because it just jumped around all over the place. Usually I can keep up with stuff like that, but it was just, it just gave me a headache watching it.
It wasn't the best directed series I've ever seen, and the fact that it ended so abruptly as well.
Yeah, it
It
didn't
was
make. Well,
weird.
they'll do another book, won't they? Hopefully they'll sort out their issues in the next one, because I can't imagine the viewing figures for the second season were as good as the first.
It was nice to notice one thing though, because I'm a fan of a particular game, and one of the voice actors in there was from the game I like, so I could recognize it straight away. That was nice. But apart
Pokemon,
from that, everything else. What?
Tetris.
No, not No,
Club Penguin,
no,
Washi Monsters.
no. Pat, I was talking to you about it the other day.
GTA 5.
No, I've not played that GTA.
I know, because your mother would kick your ass if you did.
Yeah, I mean it goes on sale a lot, but
Yeah.
I don't actually want to play it.
Well, GTA 6 is coming out soon now, anyway. So
Yeah, well, that's gonna be worth the money. Not. Um,
a game you
what
was
was I
talking
saying?
to me about the other day.
Oh yeah, Half-Life. Half-Life was
Oh,
my
yeah.
favorite game.
Well,
Anyway,
not Half-Life 2.
no, I didn't like Half-Life 2. Half-Life 2 is still up there, but the original Half-Life is my favorite game.
Not Return to Castle Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein. No.
Not Doom.
Doom is pretty high up there as well.
Not Doom 2.
Yeah, hang on. We do a gaming podcast. We leave that to that. Sue me. I'm gonna kill you.
Not Quake.
God, not Quake. No.
What? Not
Unreal.
Quake 2.
Unreal Tournament.
Unreal 2 was good.
Okay, so I haven't played the original Unreal. I'm getting around to that. That's on my list of games to play after System Shock, which they're making a movie of apparently.
Well, not System Shock 2.
I hate you.
What about
don't. Just don't.
I just like to
In
sit
answer
back and
to
watch
earlier,
BT.
I don't like Quake that much. It was a fun game, but I found that Quake's ending was enough to kind of go, that's not going to get that high up. It's a great game, but the ending just kind of ruined it. The fact that it's just telefragging. In fact, there's an episode of that coming out soon on this channel.
Oh, what one
Is
we're
it?
not invited to?
No, I do a series where I review games, and I'm currently editing. I've done the writing for that script. I'm editing
Not
an
Hexen.
episode where I do know.
Well,
I do own
Metro.
Hexen. I have half an hour in it because I got far too confused with the map design.
Not Heretic.
Not Heretic either. Are we going to go through all of the games? I do
What
also own
was it?
Hexen.
We
All
were
of them. Every
What
single
was it
game.
we were
Yeah.
supposed to be talking about today?
Oh yeah, Book of Boba Fett.
Ah, yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Ah,
um,
we should now that we've hit the halfway mark. We probably
Mhm.
should talk about Boba Fett.
Boba.
or
Boba.
Mandalorian
Boba.
season 3.
Yeah, as people keep calling it. I've got to actually refresh my mind because I can't remember the first episode. So
First
I
episode.
enjoyed the first couple of episodes
yeah,
enjoyed the whole thing.
with the what's the whys.
I love the extra bit of character backstory that they gave Boba Fett instead of
Yeah.
just
And the
being
Sand
he's back
people.
now. Yeah, the Sand
'Cause
people.
Sound people had very little kind of screen time. We didn't know anything really about the Sound people. I mean, I suppose from the comics and stuff he did, but
Yeah,
from
in the movies and
movies,
stuff, the
nothing.
Sand People had about 2 minutes in A New Hope,
Hmm.
3 laps in Force Awakens, and that was it.
They were also in one of the prequels, or was it two
Yeah,
of the
Force
prequels?
Awakens. Oh no,
Force
no.
Awakens was a sequel.
Oh, what's the first one called?
The Rise of the Sith? No.
No,
Return of
What's
the
episode 1 called, Mac?
Phantom Menace.
That's it.
that's yeah.
That's what I
I
meant by
watched it
3
recently.
laps. They were shooting it during the pod race scene, and that was
Yeah,
it.
but they were also in. You remember they killed Anakin's mum.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And,
I
and that
killed
was in.
the men and the women and the children too.
Yeah, because that was in. What was the second one called?
Sumo stuff?
I'm sorry, I can't
Clone
really
Wars.
remember them because they were so awful.
Oh,
Clone Wars.
so
Clone
the
Wars,
first,
was it?
so the first,
Phantom Menace, Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah,
yeah, what he said.
yeah. Of course, Pat remembers them. I knew
No, but
that.
I didn't remember Phantom Menace, did I? So
Mm.
Um,
But yeah, so
When-
but apart from that, they didn't really have much screen time really in
No.
the movies, did they? So you didn't really know that much about them. So I like that. I like the whole, Boba being well, not exactly welcome, but earning their respect in the tribe, becoming like a member of the tribe. I think that I'm hoping that because although they showed the tribe had been wiped out, they didn't show them all. So there was the one that was training him that was all dressed in black, was the best fighter or something like that. And I would have thought if that character had actually been killed off, they would have shown up.
I thought they did. I thought
I
that was the one he carried to the pyre.
no,
I
see,
thought that
it was-
originally, and then we rewatched it. Well, I rewatched it, and it's not.
So where is he then?
Shit.
Because the story of now that he was recollecting from back then has moved on by at least a year,
Oh, God,
Yeah.
I'd say a good couple of years.
maybe.
Yeah, I think I had hoped that maybe the Tuscans would appear and that character would be there on the last episode, but that didn't happen. So maybe because what I think that they might be doing is essentially doing the same as they did on the Marvel kind of TV universe, where they did Daredevil and they did Luke Cage and Jessica Jones and Iron Fist, and then they
Yeah, but that again,
then,
that was Netflix rather than Disney. Disney's TV series
yeah,
don't
but
overlap.
what they were emulating in that was the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think that Star Wars is going to do exactly the same kind of thing. That
Maybe.
they're setting up like so they've got the Mandalorian and Grogu. You've got Boba Fett. You're going to have Ahsoka because that's just another series that's coming up.
Hmm.
Um, and I think they were going to do another series that was the Rangers of the Outer Rim, but that was going to be head up by that actress who made some comments about vaccinations or something like that the studio didn't like, and they kind of canned her.
It was
Not wearing a mask,
it
wasn't
was
it?
likening the Republican Party to the Jews during the Holocaust.
All right, so yeah, anyway,
Oh,
so she'd said something inadvisable
Yeah,
in the public
a
eye,
little bit.
which yeah. So my point being that I think that given that they're all under that same umbrella now, so like Disney owns Star Wars and Marvel, I think that they're taking what's worked for Marvel and applying it to Star Wars. So they're going to do like a kind of um, like the Avengers Assemble type thing, but Star Wars ish.
hmm.
When they all get, and what I'm hoping as well is that you remember in Rebels there was Ezra Bridger
Yeah,
and
we still haven't finished that.
Sabine. Sabine was it the
Yeah,
other character?
I'd love to see Sabine in this.
I'm hoping that because in the Ahsoka one, although like we still haven't really talked about Bubba, who's like in the
Yeah, it
Ahsoka
sounds
one,
yeah
I'm
good.
hoping because she's supposed to be looking for Grand Admiral Thrawn,
Thrawn.
um, yeah. So she's supposed to be looking for him, and I reckon she's going to be looking for him, and maybe hook up with Sabine and rescue Ezra Bridger.
Bridger, yes.
And
Maybe.
so
I
they
don't.
might
I
end
have
up in the
no
series as
idea
well.
when Rebels is set. So
It's
Rebels is
set
set
just after the fall of the Empire,
Empire.
when they're trying to build the
is it?
new Republic.
So it's set
Yeah.
at the same time as this.
What, Rebels?
No, Boba Fett is set years later, in between the point of the end of the original trilogy and the beginning of
Yeah,
Disney's
the fall of
trilogy.
the Empire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's set just after the fall of the Empire.
And if Rebels is set after the fall of the Empire,
Uh,
like you just said,
no,
or did
sorry,
you
I
mean the
missed.
fall of the Republic?
Yeah, I meant the fall of the Republic.
Okay.
Fall of the so Boba's set after the fall of the Empire, and Rebels is set at basically that transitional point between like the end of um, the
You know, there's
Galactic
about a
Senate.
22-year gap between the fall of the Republic and
Yeah, but
A New
then you've
Hope.
got
So this Ezra fella is going to be ancient.
yeah.
no, he's not. He's a kid.
He was a kid at the time, and he had only so the Rebel story is kind of set like halfway through. So he would be, I suppose, he would be younger or oh, he would be younger than Luke because
Yeah,
Luke was born just right at the end of the Senate, wouldn't he? Um,
Yeah,
whereas
so Luke's
Ezra,
20 in A New Hope. Ezra would have been 20 when Luke was born.
no, he wouldn't have
How old was
because
Ezra?
Ezra was so the rebel stuff was set at the as the excuse me, as the rebels were all building up. I mean, hence the title, because it was the rebels against the Empire. Now I don't know how long that. Well, it must have been going on for at least 20 years, isn't it?
It was
Uh,
22 years. Hang on.
this might
Taking
help.
place 14 years after Revenge of the Sith. So probably the same age as Luke then.
Might well be then.
Yeah.
Depending on how old Ezra is in it. It's set. Yeah. Set. It starts 14 years after Revenge of the Sith and 5 years before A New Hope. So like Luke was 18 at A New Hope, so he'd have been 13 then. So how old is Ezra in it? You reckon?
Yeah, I'd say he was probably about 10 years old, maybe 12.
Okay. Like I say, I've never seen it, so
We should probably talk more about the series, less about the timeline. Otherwise, we're going to get confused. Along with, we're not actually going to be ending up talking about Boba Fett at all, the main character of the
very true.
series,
But that's a
who has
good
been
point. Is
sidelined in
that
his own series.
he was sidelined in his own series. That was
Yeah.
the kind of the point of it, and that was the point I was making. That it's all part of like this big universe that they're setting up. But I think that Boba is. I mean, I really enjoyed the series. I loved the series. I thought it was great. I did at some points feel like it was a bit childish at some times.
For me, the first episode was childish because you didn't see any of the killing. Not that it's a good or bad thing, but the camera always panned away when someone was dying or about to die. Whereas in the second episode, people were getting shot to shit.
Yeah.
So,
and the last episode, I think, was one of the most dramatic scenes I've seen. How it ended.
It was hilarious.
In Star Wars.
I laughed pretty much always, all the way through that fight scene. It was brilliant. I loved it. The way they, because they built them up. I wasn't too keen on the mods. I understood why they did it, and that it was obviously a play on words. So they did them like the old mods from the '60s. So they were driving like kind of
they was silly,
inspired things and that.
But those motorbikes were tragically bad.
Yeah, they were.
The episode that they were introduced, I was not happy with at first, but I ended up slowly starting to like the characters. It's the silliest thing I think I've seen, or not the silliest thing I've seen in Star Wars, but silly. It felt far too connected from Star Wars, more set in the past, which is weird for. Oh no, it is set in the galaxy long. Never mind. Technically, it is in the past. Forgot about that.
But they have always taken inspiration from history or human history.
Yeah, because it started off with samurais, didn't it?
It was a samurai story in space. It was a western in space.
I love the western.
That was another thing I was going to mention. The what was it? Second to last episode, where they had the gunslinger guy in Freetown. Can't remember his name.
Cad Bane.
No, Cad Bane. I can remember.
Oh, the Marshal.
The Marshal. I mean, it was just straight out of a spaghetti western.
We should talk about Cad Bane actually.
Oh yeah, we should. So Cad Bane, I really, really hope that they haven't actually killed him off.
Oh yeah, if they killed him off, that's such a waste of a talented character that's so important to the Star Wars history.
Yeah, but he's had his time to shine because he was in Rebels, I believe.
He was,
because that's where you mentioned him, Simon. He was in the Bad Batch.
Yeah, he was also in. He was in Clone Wars as well.
Okay,
but still, it took them a while to kill off Darth Vader. They still use him in stuff. Why can't they just keep Cad Bane?
Because he was the main character.
I know, but he was a character that everyone knows, and so that's the same with Cad Bane. If you know the Star Wars franchise,
the 9 movies are called the Star Wars. The Skywalker saga.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shush.
but it's just that Cad Bane is one of those bad guys that you kind of love to hate. That he's
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
it's
It did surprise me that they didn't have any of the other bounty hunters from the films.
Yeah.
Forlom, Zuckus, you know, um,
How do you remember their names?
Boosh. Is it Boosh or Bosch? How does it sound?
I don't know. You're the only one who knows these names. I do not know any of the names of the bounty
And
hunters.
well, Mando had IG
Eight,
10,
IG-10.
but the
yeah,
bounty hunter from Empire was IG 88.
I know that one.
Um, but
Oh,
yeah, because IG 88, I believe, appears in Dark Forces or Dark Forces 2. Um, Dark Knight. But
I
yeah, I
wanna.
was surprised they didn't have any of the other bounty hunters from the bridge on Empire. But I mean, it was a I really enjoyed it. Like you say, um, the mods were a bit strange. Um,
I didn't like the beginning of episode 5, which is the one where Mandalorian's introduced. It's a great episode. Episode 5 was a great episode, but the introduction at the meat house at the beginning, I didn't like that. That felt weird watching that.
yeah,
but
as a Boba Fett series,
Yeah.
having
yeah,
having it the surprise introduction of Mando.
Well, Mando
Um,
was fine to introduce, although he did pretty much steal the spotlight at that point. I just found that the fact that it was so normal, the meat house kind of thing. They had the things on a hook. They had the plastic little cover thing. That's just a normal meat house, the redesigned. It didn't
yeah,
feel futuristic at all.
it didn't feel very Star Warsy, did it?
no,
He didn't feel very Star Warsy.
Yeah,
no.
uh,
I mean, like all the characters were good in it. I like Fennec. Fennec, she was very good in it. But then again, I like her as an actress.
yeah, I do as
Uh,
well. I've liked her in other stuff, and I like the
she's.
character.
Do you know she has got the Disney trifecta?
What do you mean?
She's been in Star Wars.
Yeah.
She's been in Marvel, and she's a Disney princess.
Ah, so she gets what? Did she get some kind of award for that?
She should
Like,
do.
yeah, some kind of a plaque.
She should
Uh,
do.
yeah. So she also apparently I think I'm right in saying that she voiced the character in the animated series as well,
Probably in in the Bad Batch.
and the Clone Wars. She was in that as well.
Oh, okay. Wouldn't
Um,
surprise me.
that's the other one I was trying to think of as well. Is that I wonder if they're going to bring the Bad Batch into this kind of TV cinematic universe that they're building, because that would be really good if they brought. But I do wonder how they would do that, because obviously you've got the actor who's playing Boba, and obviously he's an older man now. But they were the ones in the Bad Batch were all clones the same as him, but they were produced a lot later, so they
Yeah,
would be younger than him.
I do hope they bring
Although
them
the
back in live
But
action.
if they brought Bad Batch into
Actually,
Book
how
of
would they do that?
Boba Fett and Mandalorian times, they would be that actor because Bad Batch is set directly at the end of or the beginning of the Fall of the Republic.
oh yeah, so it would be like 20 odd years later,
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
How
it's
Um,
would
literally
they?
after the ends of
so you could
Revenge of the
have the
Sith.
same actor playing like there's four of them. Is it four?
Yes.
Five.
Fi-
Five in the Bad Batch, because you've got the sniper one who was
Yeah, they've got him back and they're trying to coerce him, and he's like, "I had my inhibitor chip taken out. I'm doing this of my own fruition." You're like, "Oh, you dickhead!"
but it would be good to see a live action version of them if they could do it.
But we did see live action clones.
Well, I know, but I mean the Bad Batch ones.
Yeah, true, true.
I want to bring up another thing about Cad Bane was that he doesn't look right.
The nose didn't look right.
No,
I don't think.
well,
And the
I think
eyes.
Are
the
you
eyes were
basing
too
that
big
off
and
the
facial,
cartoons or the comic?
the cartoon. But like the cartoon looks like, what does the comic version of Bane look like? Bane?
Yeah.
See, I thought he was a character that had been created in the Clone Wars.
I think he was, but then he had his own comics, right?
Anyway, I thought that scene where he shot him, I thought was fantastic. Oh,
Yeah.
did you watch?
As
He
soon as
looks
that
the same
happened, I
in it.
turned around at Christine and went, "You better not be dead. They
I
can't
take it
kill the
he-
marshal. They cannot kill the marshal."
I know he's a very good character.
Yeah,
Did you
they
watch
can't.
Yes.
the post credit scene then at the end of the
I
final episode?
hmm
I
With the
kind
doctor that
of
fixed Fennec.
Yeah.
I kind of hope I have an idea in my head that he won't be a friend for very long for some reason. After seeing the scene of him in that pod, I feel like he's going to change as a character completely.
Why?
I don't
I hope
know.
not.
Why?
I just feel like that's a way it could go.
The pods. All he said was the pod's in use. I'm saving it for someone who needs it, and it's the marshal.
Yeah.
And he only got shot in the shoulder, didn't he?
Yeah, he only got
So
shot in the
all
shoulder.
he's going to do, maybe he'll end up with like a robotic arm or something like that.
Oh,
like
that'd be
the other
cool.
mods.
Go
And that'll make him
gadget
even-
lightsaber.
Yeah.
I was gutted about the two Gamorreans as well.
Oh, they're cannon fodder though. The Glamorians, they were useless the entire way through.
They didn't have to fall off the cliff though, did they? Huh?
No.
Did it make you cry? It did, didn't it, Pat?
A little bit. A little bit.
Oh, I just remembered that character completely unmemorable, which is a shame. The woman who's in charge of the place that blew up.
Yeah, they just
Wonder
killed her
what-
off.
Yeah, are they not?
I think.
It feels a bit sudden to kill her off, really.
Yeah, that, I mean,
But
Ed
then
Billings
again,
is a good character.
But then again, killing off the mayor and the head of the Pike Syndicate, killed them off straight away.
Yeah, but they weren't as developed as her. Well, actually,
No.
maybe.
No,
She was-
you're right. They
Yeah.
weren't. I mean, she was. They had a dynamic going on between her and Boba. They were. They could have continued that relationship on in like a second series, but then to just kill her off, there's nothing. No progression.
It's a
there.
Disney thing, though, isn't it? It's a
Yeah.
That's a Kevin Feige thing, isn't it?
What?
Kill
I
off
do
one
like
of the,
killing people.
killing off one of the main characters, wipe them out.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
I did like when he was on the Rancor and like attacking those kind of giant
Oh, that was great.
drones with the shields and that. Oh, that was brilliant. I
See,
loved
that always annoyed me with Star Wars. I don't know. I don't know if it's the same with other things. It's like, right, these two great groups of technology centric people. Wherever you look at it, whether it be like the rebellion versus the empire or the republic versus the separatists, right? They're massively technologically advanced groups of people that have got all this technology. They put shields on their vehicles, which allows energy to go out of the shield, but
Yeah.
stops energy coming back in. How do the other people not know about changing the frequency of the energy that they're shooting at these people to go through those shields?
Or rolling a grenade underneath.
But it was the same with like the prequels, and it's the same with the original series. Like the droideckers sit there with their shields up, blasting people, and then the other people shoot back, and it just pings off the shield. How? How do they not use the same frequency to get through that shield to destroy the droidecker? And it's the
Star Wars
same
logic.
in this.
I mean,
Uh,
how did it take until what was it? Was it the Rise of Skywalker? No, the one before it. What was the second? Well, it would be the what was it sixth, seventh,
8.
eighth movie? What was the name of the eighth movie? Well,
I think I
anyway,
was
it was
searching.
when the woman took that ship and she did like traveling at light speed through another
Yeah,
ship to destroy
yeah,
it. How did it
yeah.
take until 8 movies in for someone to think, there's a way of doing that? I mean, why haven't they made like missiles
The
that can
Last
travel at
Jedi.
light speed? Was it like,
Did
yeah,
you
Last Jedi? That was it.
The Last
Last
Jedi?
Jedi.
Also, why did it take right to the end of the film for her to, when there's only like 4 people left escaping on ships to that diamond planet, to go, you know what I'll do? I'll turn it around and do that. Done that 2 hours ago, love. We wouldn't be in this situation. We'd have more of a rebellion to fight back against the First Order.
I think it's something
Yeah,
to
but
do with
those movies are
story.
done now. They've
Yeah,
already been
but
done.
no,
I mean,
like I say, I really enjoyed it. It was good fun. Um, Getting Luke back in again was brilliant.
They've done a
oh, they
better
got the
job,
CGI.
didn't
Yeah,
they?
the CGI is
Yeah,
much better.
yeah, that kind of deep fakeness that they apparently they hired a guy that had done a YouTube video of a deep fake saying, "Yeah, I can do it better than Disney do it," and Disney saw that and went, "Yeah, come and work for us." So he
No, that's pretty
worked
cool.
on that, which is pretty cool. Um,
That's
but
something to brag about.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I took the piss out of
But
Disney and
isn't
got a
that
job.
that's also how Dice came into fruition, isn't it? Is it Dice?
What, the
The
games
people that make
company?
yeah, they were a modding. Didn't they mod Battlefield 1942? Maybe I'm wrong in that.
There has been cases of like that in the
Or,
games industry, isn't there?
yeah,
There's been
or there
stuff that
was
started
there was
off as
people
mods.
that were doing mods for Battlefield 2 to make Battlefield 2 like the mod was to make it like Battlefield 1942, and then they hired them all. That probably isn't Dice, but they probably hired them into Dice. There was something like that. But yeah, I like I say, I thought it was really good. The story was good. Bringing them all together for the final showdown confrontation was good. Getting all these people.
Hmm.
I like the fact that Fennec kept reminding Bobber, "You're not a killer anymore. You don't have to do this. I'll go and do it for you
Yeah,
because I'm the killer." That
yeah. Like,
their dynamic between the two of them was really good.
I thought she was kick ass. I mean, like when she showed up and basically wiped out all of those the pikes that were left over at their main thing. Well, she just stopped off on the way to take out all of the bad guys that were killing the
Yeah, and
mods.
to help with those pike droid eckers on the way. And yeah, I've just got to go and kill the bosses, but hang on, I'll help you out.
Yeah, I thought that was brilliant. She's kick ass. She is. I like her. I like her as
Was
a
a good
character. I liked
character.
her as a character. I mean, she's been as a character. She's been throughout like Clone Wars, Bad Batch, like you said, Rebels, and now Boba, and and Mandalorian, because that's when we saw her introduced in the
A
live
live action
action.
format, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I've liked her as a character, and like you say, the dynamic between her and Boba have been really good because she's just very loyal to him. She's always been a character that was out there on her own. She did her own thing, and relied on number one.
Yeah.
And then he saved her, and it's like, I'm going to be loyal to you now. I mean, it started off she was like, I'll stick around for a bit until you've done this, you've got your ship, and then I'll bugger off. And then she's like, no,
She's still
actually, I
there.
think I'll stick around. Why not? Gives me something to do. So I thought and I tell you a character that I really liked, and there's that, I forget his name, I'm terrible with names, but there's a improv comedian who
Oh
played
yeah.
the advisor to the mayor who they
Oh,
had.
he's an annoying
I
bastard of
thought
a character, isn't he?
he was
But he played it
brilliant.
well.
He played it brilliantly. He done such a good job of being just this annoying diplomat that was in the background that just didn't
Yeah.
understand the situation he was in. Um, but I thought that was great.
He was quite funny as well.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Like that.
find out
good.
what his name
I
is.
tell you, one of the best scenes in the whole thing was when Boba got his revenge on Sarlacc. When he
Yeah,
dropped the what was it?
I forgot about
Ion
that.
bomb.
Ion bomb.
Well, I presume it was an ion bomb.
Well, it was the same bomb that had been in the I
Dave
think the Clone Wars
Pasquale.
or something like that. He
No,
used it.
it was the same bomb his dad tried to use on Obi-Wan in
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
Attack of the Clones. I think it was.
yeah. When he was in like a
Whichever
meteoric
one it was.
field or something like that. But I like that. That was great because he's finally got his like revenge on him. That made me cheer a little.
I loved the action scene towards the end. I think that was my favorite point of the movie, especially when they shot that sniper several times in a row. That was funny.
That was
And
hilarious as he was falling down.
Falling out the window.
yeah,
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 He's like, "Pew,
and
pew, pew."
and when Boba Fett was firing one way and his knee was firing the other way, that was really cool. I just enjoyed those two
Because
scenes.
that bit was very good. When they were getting hit, it wasn't hurting them physically, but the pressure of those laser blasts against their armor is like it was like they were being shot with bulletproof armor on. So they weren't
Yeah, yeah.
the beams weren't getting through, but it was bloody painful because it kept knocking them over, like trying to get up and then shot on the shoulder, being forced back to the ground again. You're like, and both of them trying to get up and stand their ground while they were getting shot to hell was really, really good. Because at one point I thought they were going to do like full on Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid at the end of that, like the very final scene where they run out of the room and from you've seen it, haven't you, Si? And then the film stops dead at that point when they were like, we'll stand our ground and die. They were both getting prepared to run out, and I was like, this is Butch and Sundance all over. And then the diplomat went, I've got a third option.
Yeah.
I bet you that's what they were doing. They were giving that was kind of a homage to a Butch and Sundance.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Well,
a very
I saw
Western
it as
homage.
such. So
Hmm.
The entire
Good.
series is a Western homage to everything, really.
yeah,
What did you
I mean,
think
so is
of-
Mando. To be fair,
Yeah.
Mando and Boba Fett are very much just pure westerns.
In the same scene when they were getting shot to shit, right? And then the Wookiee comes around the corner like carrying a load of the
Oh,
lizards,
yeah.
and then just like kind of froze him aside. But then he's like, at one point his leg was
Yes,
mangled.
yeah, we spotted that.
He's hobbling along. He's getting shot left, right, and centre. And then he gets behind the vehicle, and Mando and Boba were like, "We'll hold him off. You guys run." And then he goes to run, and all of a sudden he's fine again.
Yeah, he can run. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
I
miracle.
mean, how powerful is a Wookiee? Because I mean, like they need all that armor to like deflect from these blasts, right? Like he was saying.
I just think that was bad scripting because his leg was buckled.
Yeah.
His ankle was broken. It
And
looked
then
like because he was dragging his ankle, and then suddenly he didn't need. He was fine. So
I would have said it was like a continuity error, but it wasn't, because from that point on he was fine. He was still, there was a couple of bits where he was like, "Oh, I'm a little bit knackered," but he was still fighting back, and his leg was all right from that point on.
yeah,
I thought that was a
and
bit weird.
also to be fair, I did like that the female mod. Well, she either had an Australian accent that was bad, or it was a British accent. I couldn't tell.
They were all supposed to be British.
Yeah,
Because like
they
the
were
other
mods.
guy, the one with the mod in like the replacement eye, he was quite clearly meant to be British.
Yeah, and so was she. That's what I mean. They're mods, so they tried to make them Brits.
Yeah.
There's that scene with the Wookiee when he was attacking someone and he shot it with the gun. That was funny.
Well, when he ripped his arm off,
Yeah.
kind of playing back to like you let the Wookiee win.
Yeah. Otherwise, they rip your arm off.
No, it was very good. Like I say, we enjoyed it.
Pat, I have a question for you, which Obi
For
asked
me,
us Obi asked us the other day. Which one is better, Boba Fett or Mandalorian?
Boba Fett.
So me and my dad said Mandalorian.
What as a individual?
No,
Boba
as a
Fett.
Yes.
series.
Oh,
As
as
a
a series. Oh, see, as a character, it'd always be Boba because Boba's been my favourite character.
I quite like Mandalorian as a character anyway.
Yeah, Mando's good, but those 3.5 minutes in 2 films in the early 80s for me sold that character to me.
I had the
And I've been a
toy
fan of Boba
before
Fett, but as a
I
series,
saw the movies. So I
I
don't know
don't know.
about
You see,
for you. Oh, sorry. Carry on.
because I like the development of Boba escaping the Sarlacc, getting his revenge on the Sarlacc, becoming a different person because of that, and because of being captured by the Sand People, not going back to his old life, not being the relentless galaxy's best bounty hunter. That whereas Mando don't really know anything about him. You don't know his history, do you?
Well, you know that his family were wiped out during the what was it?
I think
The
every
day of the
Mandalorian's family was wiped out when the
yeah
Empire.
Thousand Tears or whatever they call it. But I don't know about you, Pat. But
oh,
when I had Boba as a toy when I was a kid,
Yep.
before I'd even seen the Star Wars movies, and I used to play with my Star Wars toys, and Boba was always a good guy. And I think that maybe Disney is essentially changed Boba to what people wanted him to be in the original
Yeah,
movies.
I can't explain the phenomenon of why he's my favourite Star Wars character. I
no, because he died really
no idea.
fast.
Because like I say, it's 5 minutes at tops in over 2 films. If you discount A New Hope remastered, when he's in the background,
Three
when
films.
Jabba's talking to Solo on in Mos Eisley, he's got 3 or 4 minutes of airtime. But for me, it was just, I think it's that mysterious. I don't know. It's not really
The
cold
armor?
blooded, but the mysteriousness of being a bounty hunter. He
Is
had
it,
one line in the film, the original trilogy. Oh
could
no,
it?
2 lines. It was "As you wish," and "What do we do if he doesn't survive?" But
Yeah.
for me, so
He,
to
he,
see him go from that amazing bounty hunter that I, in my own perception, believed he was,
he did have more
to
lines.
No, that's
having a
pretty much
whole.
it.
He also he was
I'll put him
also
in the cargo bay. Yeah, sorry, 3 lines. Yeah.
but there's also in one of the movies he says something about I get Han Solo or something because he was just frozen in carbonite, and Darth Vader said that he could have Han Solo take back to how can Jabba the
Jabba the
Hutt?
Hutt. Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, because he
Yeah,
asked him, "What do I do if he doesn't survive?"
yeah.
The Empire would compensate you.
Oh, okay, fine. Uh, I just remember the scene from Boba Fett. One of my favorite compositions in it, and I absolutely loved how it looked, was the nuke scene of Mandalore, where
Oh
they
yeah,
had the
that
kind of
looked really good.
Terminator reference. It just looked amazing to watch. I
Well,
could
I
have that as
reckon
a wallpaper.
either Ahsoka or Mandalorian season 3 is going to go back to Mandalore.
They should do.
But it's a
Whatever's left
destroyed
of
planet, though,
Mandalore.
isn't it?
Yeah, but there's the what was it?
The
What did
moon?
they call it? The mines underneath Mandalore.
Yeah,
That's where he
yeah.
needs to go to regain his honor because he took his mask off or took his
Also, I
helmet
believe
off.
the moon's still there.
To be fair, I think you should give that up because there's only 3 of them left. What's the point? Well, 3 plus the other 2 or 3. The women in blue.
Yeah, but that's not the
They're
way, is
different.
it? That's not the
No.
Yeah,
way.
so they've given up the way because they take their helmets off all the time.
Yeah, they were different factions. I think that was the whole point of Mandalore, is that
Yeah.
they had lots of different kind of tribes that were fighting over who gets to be in charge.
They were fighting amongst themselves, weren't they?
Yeah, so that's why like the the warrior part of them, the, were all kind of banished to that moon, which is ironic, really, that the Empire chose to bomb Mandalore rather than bomb the moon where all of the military people are.
Yeah,
Very true. Very true.
but at the time, of the attack in the Clone Wars series, wasn't Mandalore under control of Darth Maul?
Yeah, he got killed off. Well, he didn't get killed off because he still didn't get killed later on.
Well, we haven't actually watched that series, and I only know like parts of it
Yeah,
because
I
we were
think
getting around to that.
because the woman who, you know, the ones in blue, there was the one who took her helmet off, who said that she wanted that dark saber, and that's why she wanted to fight. Uh, what's his name? Gideon.
Yeah, I think so.
Moth Gideon. Um, she was the sister of the woman who did rule Mandalore,
Yes, yeah,
um, and she did have that dark saber, but then
but not
lost
by.
it.
Yeah, she didn't get it by battle. She was given it, which is the
Yeah.
whole reason of why they believe Mandalore fell. Anyway, we should probably wrap this up now.
Oh, fair enough. Was
Well, no,
enjoying the
did you want to talk
conversation.
about any more? Well,
That's
we can carry
fine.
on talking if you want.
You can wrap it up and we can carry on talking if you want.
Yeah, I
Yeah?
think. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. So, do
Okay.
you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, thanks for watching this episode. We'll be back
June was the best thing with 2021.
Yeah. We'll be back
No,
next
not this. No,
time.
oh, sorry, wrong episode.
We'll be back next time, possibly talking about Matrix. Depends on
Or Ghostbusters.
depending on how much longer it takes us to actually do that.
Or Spider Man?
I'm watching Ghostbusters for Valentine's Day. It's quite romantic, I hear.
Yeah.
It's Patrick Swayze and isn't it, with a clay pot? Isn't that Ghostbusters?
Yeah. That's and
Yeah.
yeah. You're gonna
Demi
love it,
Moore.
mate.
Yeah. Oh my love. That one.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yep. Cool.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Save me.
Bye-bye. Yeah, save me.